Okay, so when we look at these, the first question that comes up is sulfuric acid a strong acid? The trigger here is if it's a strong acid. As soon as I see the word strong, I know that I need to say that it is completely ionized. And the only way that I can get it to completely ionize is if I dissolve it in water. So for 2 marks, I'll get 1 mark for saying it's completely ionized, and I'll get my 2nd mark for saying when dissolved in water. Okay. Question B is a classic question for neutralization. The key here is it says ionic. So when we're talking about ions and neutralization, I get my H plus ion from my acid. It reacts with my hydroxide ion from my alkali, and they react together to make water. The tip here is the fact that the question says include state symbols. I know that water is a L for liquid. I know that my hydroxide ion is AQ because it's dissolved in solution, and I know that my acid is AQ because it's dissolved in solution. Okay. Question C, straight away when I read this, shows me 2 things. Number 1, I'm describing, so I'm saying what I see. Number 2, I have to name a suitable indicator, and I have to give my colour change. And looking down here, I can see that it's worth 4 marks. So I'm looking for at least 4 things. So when I'm doing a titration, what do I think through? I think back to when we did the practical, and I remember that I've got my chemical, sodium hydroxide, in a conical flask. It tells me that already, so I know that I need to add the acid. It hasn't told me where the acid is, so I'm going to say that my acid is added from a burette. Okay, I add the acid, okay, to my conical flask, and in the conical flask I'm going to put a few drops of methyl orange indicator. Okay, now if you remember when we got close to the end, we slowed it down, we added the acid drop wise at the end, okay, and that the end point is on 1 drop, and the colour change this time for our methyl orange indicator was yellow to red.